Well, it seems like everything's happening so fast every week. Boom, boom, boom. Big thing after big thing happened. Well, probably one of the big things, well, so many this week actually, is the Bibi, Prime Minister Netanyahu, went to the United States to meet with Biden and Trump, and also made a speech at the Congress. So we have a lot to talk about that.
Yeah, and also that in Judea and Samaria, we have rise of terrorism again, and this time they actually launching rockets.
As Gaza or Lebanon, as if they were their own country attacking us.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about all this and everything else.
Yeah.
TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Thank you guys so much. It is such a blessing that you allow us to be the ones to do your work, God's work, here in the land of Israel. It is such a blessing. Thank you so much. I am absolutely unable to express to you how important you are to these people that you are helping. What a big difference you're making in their lives. Just like Ola says, you are making a difference in the statistic of how many people go to hungry every night here in the state of Israel. 1 out of 3 children go to bed hungry every night. That's the statistics, and you are making a difference. So God bless you all. Thank you so much. If you haven't been a part of this ministry and you want to, there are links below all of our videos to the Patreon page and to the Support Us page. Or you can just go to your web browser and go and type in thegoldenreport.com and go to the Support Us page there and find whichever way suits you best. While you're down there in the links of the videos, there's a link to the TGR News outlet to
Telegram channel.
That's right. Where you get the news up to date as it happens, on the moment it happens. It helps all through the day as it happens. If you want to know, if you're really interested in what's happening in the state of Israel and you want to be up to date and be in the loop of what's happening, a lot of this stuff we put out in the Telegram channel before Israelis even get it in the Israeli news.
Yeah.
So you're really on top of everything if you connect to this Telegram TGR channel.
You'll find a link below this video as well.
Yes, and all the videos. Absolutely. So thank you guys so much. And what a blessing it is to be a part of what we're doing here together as the body of Christ, witnessing to these people through such amazing works of God. Thank you so much. Let's get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, this is already old news, but this actually happened right after we finished, maybe 6 to 8 hours after we finished our last week's broadcast. So this might even feel like old news. Well, it does here in Israel because, like I said, things are happening so fast. We started off this week with an attack from the Houthis. They fired 4 large, long-range, armed military drones and 1 ballistic missile. One of the drones made it into Tel Aviv. It flew over Israel, out to the sea, the Mediterranean Sea, turned around and came back and attacked Tel Aviv from the sea. Israelis' official position, was that they stopped all the drones and the missiles except for this one. It went undetected or something like that. This drone came in and exploded right between the American and the British consulate in Tel Aviv. 1 man was killed in this attack, and quite a few others injured. So that happened.
That happened, and it happened on Shabbat, and that was well. I understand both sides. What's going on here in Israel about this event specifically is a lot of rage from the people of the north who were evacuated and being bombarded
by drones
and missiles and rockets
every day.
Houses been destroyed and running to shelters because some also hasn't been evacuated, so they're actually there while things happen and have to run to the shelter. The kids cannot enjoy summer vacation. Their kids probably won't start next year of school. And one UAV.
You're talking about our response.
Yes, and we're not responding strong
Yes.
enough. And one UAV to Tel Aviv, and yes, unfortunately, one citizen was killed. But one UAV to Tel Aviv, and we was responding. We will talk about the responding
Yes.
a little bit, but it's like I can understand the feelings of the citizens in Israel.
Yeah, where it's the same problem that they had in the kibbutzes by Gaza.
Exactly.
Where if they were rocketed every day, and if a rocket made it to Tel Aviv or Jerusalem or to the center, not just Tel Aviv, but
Yeah.
any major city in the center towards the center of the country, then the Israeli response would be much tougher. Like this response to what the Houthis did. Sending a UAV into Tel Aviv, Israel response to this attack. They carried out an airstrike in Yemen over 2,000 kilometers away with an in-air refueling over Saudi Arabia, which, by the way, is a statement saying that Saudi Arabia and Israel are getting closer, if not already have some sort of behind the door normalization. Israel took out the Houthis' targets in Yemen. This was in the port of Hudadia, however they say it. This was a port with storage for weapons and fuel. Yeah. And that's why you've seen all these big fires the way they were, because it was the fuel storage that was caught on fire and the weapons. And the second target was the electric power plant, leaving them without electric for possibly days. Yemen claimed many injured and died in this Israeli attack. While the fires were burning, the Israeli Minister of Defense, Gallant, said that the Arab world is watching this fire and can see what Israel is able to do to them. Yeah. Well, that's a true statement. That is what Israel is able to do and what we should always be doing and more.
Exactly. Any sovereign country, state, shouldn't accept any rocket, missile, UAVs flying into their territory and attacking their citizens. None.
I don't think you'll find too many people disagree with that statement.
Yeah.
It's just strange how that everyone believes that, except when it comes to the state of Israel.
Exactly. And I want to correct myself. I said earlier on Shabbat, actually, you said a few hours after we finished the video. Yeah. So the Houthis attacked us at Tel Aviv on Thursday night, right? When we finished the video.
It was like Friday
morning. And
Thursday
we
night.
responded on Shabbat. I'm
sorry.
Yes,
that was our response on
It
Shabbat,
was my mistake. But yeah, the response was really, how you say, cinematic right? It looked very photogenic and big fire, and it took like 72 hours, I think, to really take over control of the fire. As I understand today, Thursday when we filmed this video, Hudaida back to work.
Yeah.
And just today, and just a few minutes before we started this video, I got news that American and British fire jets attacked Hudaida airport again.
Which is where the drone happened to that got through, where the drone was between the British and American consulate in Tel Aviv.
Yes. On Tuesday, Hamas and Fatah are talking and coming to an agreement for joint control in Gaza after the war. Now, this directly is not good news for Israel because Fatah is just as bad as Hamas. And, Fatah and Hamas do not get along to the fact that Hamas is even allowing such negotiation means that Hamas in distress and in a weak state.
That is so true.
This is really the important statement of all this agreement, coalition, or whatever they're doing there, is what it shows us where Hamas is.
Yes, because we know Hamas does not want joint control over anything, and wants. Exactly. That all these actions means that you're starting to hear Hamas talking and starting to agree to joint control with other entities, other organizations, other terrorist organizations.
Yeah.
Is just shows that how weak they are, and they're just willing to do anything almost now. Like I said, we're basically done in Gaza. As soon as we get our hostages back, the dead and alive, all whatever Hamas has, that's when the war in Gaza will be over and will be in what everyone's been talking about the day after, and how the rebuilding of Gaza, because there will be a rebuilding of Gaza. Of course, there has to be, and who gets control, and that all that will start. You know, as soon as we get all of our hostages dead and alive, that's it.
Yeah, I know. PA, Palestinian Authority, Fatah,
Same thing.
It's the same like Hamas, but just a little bit less abilities, or not so bold yet. But I hope Israeli government will be strong enough to not allow even one Hamas member to make such a coalition or to get some kind of control over Gaza the next day, because that's a really important statement. Hamas should be eliminated, or at least escaped, expelled, I don't know, but not ruling over Gaza. That's a very important thing to as a statement.
Yeah, well, But like I've said, the only thing, as a Jew living in the world, and especially in this part of the world, the Middle East, the best outcome you can come to when any war with any of our enemies is just a reset of the stop clock of when the next time they're going to try to kill us.
Kind of silence for a while.
That's it. That's the best outcome the Jewish nation, the Jewish country, and Jews around the world can expect.
Yeah.
You're never going to get rid of the anti-Semitism and the engine behind all this, the spiritual hatred towards Jews without any common sense, right? Without any logic.
Yeah.
So it's the best outcome any Jew or any Jewish nation, the state of Israel, can come with is a reset, blip, of the stopwatch. That's all.
Yeah.
So in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Jordan, in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia, in Iran, no matter what we ever do in all of our enemies in the past and in the future, the best outcome is just a reset of the stop clock till the next time they want to kill us. Well, like the problem we're having, you talked about in Judea and Samaria. Arabs in the Judea and Samaria areas inside the heart of the land of Israel fired a rocket like the short-range rockets from Gaza. This is an area that Jews and Arabs live as neighbors, neighboring villages and kibbutzes and mashavs. I mean, they're right next to each other. The Islamic Jihad is trying to, as fast as they can, to create a similar situation as Gaza and Israel between their areas in Judea and Samaria and the rest of the country. This is something that the IDF is working overtime trying to get under control. May the Lord bless their efforts.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we've said it a few times. If it wasn't for the war in Gaza, the amount of work, insane hard work the IDF has been doing in the Judea and Samaria area would have its own name in its own war. It's just being kind of masked over because of the whole war with Hamas, right?
Yes.
But the IDF is working so hard in Judea and Samaria right now. Every day we hear of battles. We don't even talk about it that much on this channel because it's really not the big breaking news.
Yeah, but look at it. I look at this thing from both sides. I look at it like it's not we're not talking about it too much, and you don't see it on the opening the news, but you also don't see it opening the Palestinian propaganda news and victimhood, because people actually looking at Gaza right now. But I saw sometimes they're trying to claim we're killing Arabs in Judea and Samaria, we're killing, which is terrorists, of course. But at least from other hand, because most of the world busy with Gaza, at least we have some kind of freedom to operate without being condemned every day what we're doing in Judea and Samaria, right?
Yeah.
So there's some kind of good news too. But I think when the war in Gaza is finished, the main war is finished, I think we should really, clear the horse house, that you say in Hebrew, right?
Yeah. Clear the air.
Yeah, we have to go house by house in every Arab village and confiscate all the huge amount of weapons.
Yes,
they have ammunition they have there. We have to We have to do that.
Yeah, that's a great idea on paper.
I know it's hard.
Because to go house to house in Judea and Samaria, first of all, to be able to do it in a way that when you go to this house and you see there's no guns, and you go to the next house, that they're not just running from that house and going back to the house that you've already checked and putting
Yes.
back in that house.
Yes.
The only way to be able to do it where it's actually effective is with a large amount and just going through like that, which would be nearly impossible. And I don't see that happening. I don't see that
We'll have
happening.
to do
And if you
something.
just go from door to door, knocking on the doors and go in and try to see what guns are there while they're doing what they're doing, underground, under this, and then you're just doing it for visual effects because you really haven't done anything.
Yeah, but divide and conquer. We have to do blockade, like they like to say that we're doing all the time, right?
Yeah.
Blockade. But we have to do something because right now we're arresting terrorists that already committed
Yeah.
terrible terror attacks.
Welcome to Israel.
We have to arrest them, investigate them, and confiscate weapons before they
I
use them.
agree.
Well, let's talk about the hostages.
Yes.
5 hostage bodies were brought home this week, giving closure to the families. They were found in Khan Yunis. This was a joint effort with the Shabak, Shin Bet, and IDF Special Force. They were 60 feet underground and in a hidden tunnel 600 feet long. And as I understand, they were kind of sealed behind a wall.
Yeah, there was
They really hide.
tried to hide a real hidden.
Yes. They hid the bodies there just after we finished the first time we was in Khan Yunis and we did like operation there and we withdraw the main forces. That's
Then
where
they came back
and hide the bodies inside. And as I understand, 3 days ago, I reported this on our Telegram channel, so you better go and
Check.
sign for it. 3 days ago, IDF dropped leaflets and sent SMS and called the citizens of Gaza, asked them to evacuate some kind of humanitarian area in East Khan Yunis. And that's where the tunnel were,
Yes.
under the humanitarian area in East Khan Yunis.
Yeah. Well, that's good news then that we brought him home. Well, before we talk about the visit Netanyahu made to the Congress and the meetings with Biden and Harris and Trump, I want to talk about the nation of Israel and the Knesset members, of course, the left wing, and even one extreme right wing minister, Ben Gvir, we know, right? Before the departure of Netanyahu and during his absence here these people were protesting against the prime minister and trying to cause more chaos in the land. It, to me, is just sad to see that after everything, people can't just get together and realize, like we used to, like the world used to. Your country's at war. You just come together and for the common cause and unite and get things done.
Yeah.
It's just so sad. But Netanyahu went to America and then he had his speech, which I believe was a very good speech.
I agree.
He covered all the bases. I mean, he covered everything. He just was a really good speech. Time will tell what kind of response it will have. A very, very important point is that Kamala Harris was a no-show. That's a very loud statement to the state of Israel that Kamala Harris made. It's a loud statement saying I'm not even going to show up for the speech, right?
Did you see what Rashida Tlaib held in her hand? First of all, she was with the kafia, Arab national symbol,
yeah.
scarf. But also she held in her hand what it was, guilty of genocide.
Yeah.
And I agree, she is guilty of genocide of the Jewish people.
Yes,
so
yes.
she just stated all herself.
Well, the speech that he made in the Congress was very good. I mean, it really was good. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. It wasn't that long of a speech. It was a good one. Then he met with Biden, which and meaningless. You're meeting with someone who has no control. I don't even think, like I say most of the time, I don't even think Biden even remembers that he's the president. So it's just a symbolic thing to meet with him. It's the people behind him that are in control. So it doesn't really matter the meeting with Biden. Then apparently we're supposed to meet with Harris as well.
Yeah, they're gonna meet today, I think, after
Yeah.
Biden, and then Friday he meets with
Trump.
Yeah.
Which is probably the most important meeting out of all. The main thing happened. The main thing he did while he was there was that speech in Congress. After that would be the most important thing will be his meeting with Trump.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, things are changing. Things are moving fast. This thing with Trump, I'm special. I was already convinced that I'm pretty sure if nothing happens, Trump was going to win this election. After this assassination attempt, I don't see how he could lose. I really don't see how he could lose. And it's gonna, we're gonna see changes around here. I believe.
I hope.
I
I really
believe.
hope. First of all, yeah. Well, first of all, of course, in Israel itself, I hope Trump will, be
Have a
good.
positive effect.
Yeah. But the main thing I think Trump will do to the United States, is straight the power, because I feel
make
it's
America
getting
strong again. Or like he likes to say, makes America great again, which is also strong.
Yeah, and for example, yesterday when Benjamin Netanyahu made the speech in the Congress, outside the Congress, just 15 minutes out of it in Washington D.C., there are huge protests, which Americans and immigrants, but some Americans too, was burning the flag of America. Yeah. It's not the Israeli flag they're burning. And when I see these kind of things, I feel so bad for the American patriots, American people, good people of America, who see this great nation. Right? It's
this
painful.
This spirit, the same spirit of this anti-Semitic spirit with this hatred towards the nation of Israel, and it's turning now against America, because America and Israel, even prophetically, America and Israel will be together even during the end times, right? So this shift of, I don't even think the Americans understand what's in store for them, what's in store for you guys with these people. What they're capable of doing if you don't get a hold of it. If the American people, the American government don't get a hold of this thing, which don't allow all this other stuff to blind you, right?
That's why I hope Trump will fix. The first thing I hope he will fix is this thing.
Yeah, for America.
For America. First of all, yeah.
Amen. Yeah. Well, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I think I talked too much today.
Oh my! I'm definitely not going to agree to that. Well, don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next time.
Shabbat Shalom.
God bless.